This is longtime gamer Venry Fairden introducing Uncle Troy's Minecraft videos.
Hello there, young Minecraft fans. This is your Uncle Troy. Today we're playing a little Minecraft. Still down in the deep dark recesses of this cave system, looking for diamond and just generally killing time until the official full release of Minecraft comes out here in about 3 or 4 more days. And depending on how much I record today, I may or may not release a video on the day of the official release. I take that back. I will definitely release a video on that day because I release a video on every day. But depending on what else is going on, I may be releasing a video from an earlier version of Minecraft because I'll be too busy playing the actual official release of Minecraft to make a video about it, if that makes any sense. Okay, story time with Uncle Troy. What do I need to tell you about today? Let's tell you the story of the funny scar on my right arm. Of course, to tell the story of the scar, I have to tell the story of the surgery that led to it, and to tell the story of the surgery that led to it, I have to tell you about some other health problems I've had. Good morning, Mr. Skeleton. So, let's start, 20 years ago, I guess. I was at work and got into a little scuffle and banged up my knee. And, let's see, more darkness up there. I think I shall head up for now and get away from this ravine. I think I just shot something to death way over there. Incidentally, I do not care for the new bow sounds at all. Oops. But apparently, even though I'm still playing 1.81, as you can tell in the corner, some of the sounds have been updated. Which is something I've been saying for quite a while, that I thought that Minecraft was automatically updating some things, even though a new version hadn't come out. Let's see, I said I'd be going up to, like, for example, meet this creeper coming down to meet me. Hello. And another creeper. I don't think I like the new explosion sounds either. And I certainly don't like this lag today. That was a mercy kill. I don't want him to just lay there and suffer. Hello. I hear zombies. And I see zombies. Okay. Don't think I like that chest sound either. Oh, there's another chest over there. Yes, I'm cheating. I should go in there, guns a-blazing, and take out that, take out those zombies. Let's see. Even more iron, more gunpowder, redstone, cocoa beans, don't need that. Okay. I think that's pretty much got that lit up. Okay, so I was telling the story of the scar on my arm. So I was, hold on a minute, let's see here, I'm at Y57, which is pretty close, pretty close to the surface, so I think I'll just dig up from here. And there's my seed, if you want to play this same world. And there's also shows you how far I have come from spawn, nearly 3,000 meters. Well, that didn't take long at all, did it? And here we are on the surface. And where is the sun? Sun's going down. Oops. Almost forgot something. Need to check my video settings and make sure I'm on, yes, normal render distance. I was doing some checks on the, what am I trying to say? I was doing some checks, and I want to be going away from the setting sun. I was doing some checks on the video settings before, and it seems that even though you are not recommended to use the far render distance if you have a 32-bit Java like I do, it does not seem to crash in the new release candidates the same way it does here in 1.81, so we're good there. Wow, an egg. I don't need an egg, but hey, free eggs are free eggs. Okay, so I got into a little scuffle at work and banged up my knee. And so when you work at a hospital, anytime you're injured, they want to check you out. So the emergency room staff thought it was just hilarious to put me through the whole routine, full triage, blood workup, everything, for a banged up knee. I mean, all I really needed was a Band-Aid and to go back to work. So somewhere during that big, long, hilarious process of, getting me signed in and getting blood drawn and getting x-rays taken and whatever, they took my blood pressure. And when they took my blood pressure, suddenly they stopped laughing. And instead of laughing, they started entering panic mode. And they suddenly I was in a room, and I had about every type of wire possible hooked up to me. Oh, shut up, Mr. Cow. And they were running about every... Apparently, the blood they took before for lab tests, they just threw away because they were just taking that so they'd have an excuse to stick me with a needle. So they run about every type of lab test there was. And I forget what my blood pressure was, but it was somewhere up in what you call stroke levels. As in, when people have blood pressure that high, they generally die. So I got to spend a few hours in a quiet room hooked to all sorts of machines, monitoring me while they tried all sorts of different medications on me. And eventually I was cleared to return to work, and with the agreement that I check in with my regular doctor. Now, at the time, I did not have a regular doctor. I did not have a regular doctor because my insurance plan was changing every year or so. I got my insurance through my employer, and they were constantly negotiating new deals with various insurance providers to give us the best coverage possible at the best price. And I think what they were really doing was whoever was doing the negotiating was just messing with us, because it seemed that no matter what plan I went into, that was the plan that the next year would get removed, and whatever doctor I was going to see would be not on the new plan. So I hadn't been to a doctor in several years anyway. So I went to the doctor, and they did all sorts of tests on me and determined that my blood pressure was very, very high, which we'd already determined. My blood sugar was very, very high. Turns out I had type 2 diabetes, and had probably had it my whole life, just never knew about it because nobody had ever checked my blood sugar levels before. And that I had pretty high cholesterol, which I'm told is not very uncommon in people with metabolic disorders that result in diabetes and high blood pressure to begin with. I forget what this is called, where it looks like the earth has just been scraped off the rock, but I kind of like it. And some nice epic mountains, extreme hills, whatever they call it. So my doctor put me on various medications for my various medical conditions, and gave me this big long speech about diabetes. And basically there's two schools of thoughts on diabetes type 2, adult onset diabetes. One school is that there are various metabolic disorders which result in people gaining weight and having high blood pressure, high blood sugar, bad cholesterol, etc. And we don't understand these metabolic disorders just yet. All we can do is fight the symptoms. And so we'll give you medication to help control your blood sugar, help control your weight, help control your blood pressure. And there's another school of thought that basically is that being overweight causes diabetes type 2. Only being overweight causes diabetes. And if you weren't such a lazy bastard and would exercise and not eat all the time, you wouldn't have diabetes. And as luck would happen, my doctor at the time was one of the second school that basically all my problems would go away if I could just lose some weight. Now, like I said, don't notice that the first school of thought is that it's the condition that causes diabetes that causes you to gain weight. The second school says it's causing, it's being fat that causes you to have diabetes. But anyway, so in addition to all that crap, he was telling me about, hello, does this go anywhere? No, we just come out here again. He told me about all the wonderful things that can happen when you have diabetes out of control, like I had diabetes out of control. For example, say goodbye to your kidneys. Your kidneys shut down, your fingers and toes lose feeling, called peripheral neuropathy. And peripheral means, your extremities, your arms, hands, feet, fingers, toes. And neuropathy comes from the Greek, or I think the Greek words neuros meaning nerves and pathos meaning sickness. So basically peripheral neuropathy just means the nerves in your hands and feet get sick, which is not nearly as impressive as I thought it was, when I started looking up those words. And that's when I realized that almost all medical terms are just fancy ways of saying exactly what the condition is in a different language. So, because of peripheral neuropathy, I had to pay real close attention to my hands and feet, and any numbness, tingling, whatever, I would report to my doctor. And woo. I about took a tumble there. And about took a tumble again. So, I would come in and tell the doctor, well, this finger's tingling, these toes are tingling, the bottom of my foot hurts. And he'd check it out and he'd say, no, that isn't what peripheral neuropathy feels like. That isn't how peripheral neuropathy develops. That's not peripheral neuropathy. That is just you're leaning on your arm wrong when you drive. You're wearing shoes too tight. You need to stop doing that. You're wearing your belt too tight. If you'd lose some weight so you wouldn't have to wear your belt so tight, you wouldn't be experiencing that problem. So one day I noticed that my right hand, the last couple of fingers, were numb, and were numb about every morning when I woke up, and some days they would not get unnumb. And of course that concerned me. I thought, oh no, my peripheral neuropathy has kicked in. I'm losing feeling in my fingers here. I'm going to lose my hand. So I went to my doctor and he says, no, that's not peripheral neuropathy. What have I told you about peripheral neuropathy? And I'm like, well, you've not told me a whole lot other than whatever it is I'm having isn't it. So he said, well, we'll send you to an expert here. Did I see a wolf? I saw a wolf. Hello, Mr. Wolf. I in no way, shape, form, or fashion want a wolf as a pet. I just want to see if it's still possible in this version. If I can get... Stupid lag. Hello. There we go. I now have a pet wolf. Okay. Better cobble back here in case we have to build something. Shut up, Mr. Cow. Alright, so he sent me to an expert. And the expert was an expert on hands. It was actually with a group, I forget the group of doctors, but the name of the group of doctors was like such and such hand group, or such and such hand center. And I walked in to the waiting room, and I was surrounded by people with arms in slings and feet in slings, and people who had been in horrible accidents and had their arms severed and reattached, people who had been in bad sports accidents and had shattered every bone in their hand and whatnot. And there I was in the midst of all those people, you know, helping people in and out of the door and up and down off their crutches and whatnot. And I was there because of a little tingling and numbness in a couple of fingers in one hand. So I started getting worried. What exactly have I gotten myself into here? All right, Wolf, it's your job to protect me while I'm sleeping. All right, good job. So, and I brought this concern to the specialist when he saw me finally, and he said, "Oh, no. We don't think your arm's broken. We don't think your hand's been detached or needs to be reattached or anything like that. Your doctor just sent you to me because I do a lot of sports medicines work, a lot of on-the-job injury work, and I'm an expert on how the nerves in the hands work. And that's why he sent you to me, just to figure out what was going on with the nerves in your hand." And I said, "Oh, cool. So, we're not talking surgery. We're not talking, cutting off my fingers or anything." He says, "Oh, no, nothing like that." Okay, good. So he looks through the paperwork, says, "Well, the doctor sent all of your lab work and your chart here and everything, but he didn't send your nerve conduction study." And I said, "What's a nerve conduction study?" And he says, "Well, you're having numbness in your hands." And hello, Mr. Creeper. Mr. Creepers, 1, 2, 3. Where's my wolf? There's my wolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I just see 5 different creepers? I think this may be some caves we want to go down into. So anyway, so the specialist, whose name I can't remember and occurs to me, I probably don't need to be using names anyway, says, "Well, you're having these troubles with your hands, and your doctor's not ordered a nerve conduction study." And I said, "No." And he says, "Well, we'll just order you one." So he ordered me one, and I think this is a good time to end this episode, and I will tell you the story of the nerve conduction study when I come back, because I'm going to have to wait a few minutes for this lava to go away anyway. So this is Uncle Troy signing off. Please have a good night.